Welcome to Sustaining Advanced Manufacturing in West Central Ohio, Module 3. During Module 3, we'll discuss various manufacturing terminologies and processes that allow manufacturing to be successful and thrive. We'll begin in Module 3.1 with reviewing stages of production, which includes planning, designing, developing, production, and packaging and distribution. We'll move into production resources in the next module and continue on to production processes and material properties. To begin with the stages of production, we will go through design and development, production planning, manage resources, production, control production, packaging and distribution, and continuous improvement. These are the stages of production that are utilized in manufacturing, and we will talk more deeply about in Unit 3.1. You may want to take some notes on these because you'll need to refer to these in the assignment at the end of this video. During the stages of production, the very first piece is product design and development. It is called R&D, Research and Development, and this is the first step in creating a new product. It's very important you understand the term prototype. It means the original, full-scale, or operational model that can be mass-produced and is cost-effective. The reason why companies prototype is to make sure that they can really validate that the piece that they are trying to work through or the product they're developing will make a difference and will be marketable through the manufacturing process. Prototypes can be carved from wood, styrofoam, or plastic, and this part of it is critical to the success and innovation of manufacturing. So this was the product design and development, or the R&D stage. When we talk about production planning, we're talking about a team of planners who will identify resources needed to produce a product. So they are the people that are utilizing the materials and equipment to validate that they're going to be able to turn a profit as well as manage their margins to make an income. The team of planners must also identify all resources needed. And the resources, as you can see around the outside, include equipment, money, production facilities, time, energy, electricity, labor, byproducts. All of that goes into the resources and inventory of the stages of production and production planning. Stages of production, the next piece is managing the production resources, the people, the time, the materials, and the capital. This includes managing the resources to control them so supplies and labor are available when they're needed. This is an area where many people overlook in manufacturing as career options. Those are the quality control jobs, the machinery jobs, and the human capital that make sure that everything is managed for critical success. The next stage of production we'll talk about is producing the product, the setup, the operating, and the monitoring of production. These are the frontline workers that do the bulk of the work of the jobs that you see and think about in manufacturing. We move into controlling production. This happens throughout the entire manufacturing process. Frontline workers are a critical part of this stage as they monitor the production through the product through the production. Testing is performed to the product to make sure that it is acceptable tolerances. And if there's a problem, they can identify and correct the problem so the customer never sees the fault in the system. Losses are controlled and costs are reduced so that we can continue to produce sustainable products in manufacturing. Packaging and distribution of the product is a critical component too of this. This means once a product is produced, it must be packaged. The package serves to protect the product and market the product. We have all shopped at the store and probably not even thought twice about the packaging that whatever we're purchasing is in. And the package and distribution is part of that stage. Then there's the logistics. If we think about careers that are related in logistics, this is a huge growing industry. that has great market potential. This is the shipping, the receiving, the warehousing, the controlling of how a product is making sure that it is reaching its destination in a timely fashion, and that there's enough inventory on hand to be able to keep the customer happy. The next stage of production is continuous improvement. Continuous improvement, too, is done at every stage. All employees need to be engaged in improving the process, reducing waste, and increasing productivity. This might be as simple as a packaging change or as complex as a designing of a new piece of equipment. Continuous improvement will be discussed again in the quality module. For production resources, it is essential that we understand the basic resources needed in manufacturing. These are the people, the materials to produce the product, the tools and equipment, the production facility, capital, time, energy, and information. We will go deeper into each of these. The labor and the people are the most critical resource. And when or if you choose to move into management, it is important that we understand every person is a valuable human being, and we need to capitalize on their skills to be able to get the greatest labor and production out of them. When we talk about materials, there's raw and synthetic and recycled. Raw materials are materials that come from the earth like oil. Synthetics are created by using chemicals like plastic. And recycled materials have been processed once and are being utilized again to sustain the environment. Tools and equipment obviously are critical because we need those to transform raw materials into products. These tools could be as simple as a hammer or as large as a milling machine. Production facilities are a dynamic critical piece of this because the plant is commonly the production facility, and it is the building or the area where products are manufactured. A key area is the production floor, where the production is taking place. Capital is a necessity. It's the money used to buy raw materials and equipment and pay for facilities and all of the pieces involved in the manufacturing process. Time can never be overlooked. It's critical in every step. Products must be designed well, ordered at a manageable time, assembled well and in a timely fashion, and shipped according to a time schedule. Many of us have probably received product in the mail or at the distribution place, or we've went to the store and it hasn't been there. That shipping piece and the time of that is critical. Energy is another part that sometimes is overlooked. It takes energy for lights, heat, and equipment. There are two types of energy, renewable and non-renewable. Our non-renewable energies come from fossil fuels. That's our crude, our coal, our natural gas, and uranium. Renewable energies include biomass, wind, hydropower, geothermal, and solar sources. Information is a critical resource at all levels of manufacturing. Frontline workers use instructions to operate machines and obtain information on how to repair it. Data is collected from frontline production for quality control. This information can be used to identify problems and correct them. And suppliers must keep track of products to ensure materials are on the production floor on time. Marketing must keep up to date on the development of trends and looking ahead at the competition. This is the end of Module 3.1, Stages of Production. It is important that we look into our assignment for this unit. The stages of production for this are here outlined by having you in question 1 identify the stage of production and the role that workers play in that. So in design and development, what does that actually mean, and what does a worker do in that section of it? So you may have to go back through the video to see these pieces. Then you will identify the stages of production that you may be most interested in pursuing and explain why that stage interests you. If you're not sure which one's for you, ask a friend which one you would fit the best into, and then have them describe which one fits you best. Then we'd like you to identify a possible career that you're interested in relating to question 2. So once you've identified the stage of production, please go back through and think about what careers could relate to that. Then it's critically important that we understand the education for this career. What type of education do you need to have? Is it a 2-year? Is it a 4-year? Is it an apprentice program? Then what is the annual salary? Your teacher will direct you when to present this information to the class. Again, in Module 3.1, you may have to go back and review the video to finalize this experience. I look forward to seeing you in Module 3.2.